With the governorship and state house of assembly elections few hours away, a non-governmental organization, Taf Africa, is calling on the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) to address the challenges encountered in the presidential and National Assembly elections that disenfranchise the community of persons living with disabilities. Addressing a news briefing in Abuja this Friday, the chairman of Taf Africa Board, Vincent Anibogo, said the organization has deployed 340 election observers to monitor the conduct of the elections. Clearview's Imefon Okon was there and now tells us more.
As Nigerians head to the polls on Saturday to elect candidates of their choice into the governorship and state assembly seats, the chairman of Taf Africa Board, Vincent Anipoku, says they have deployed 340 election observers to observe the conduct of the elections. He also appealed to INEC to avoid any act capable of disenfranchising persons living with disabilities in the elections.
Based on the commitments made by Inec and security agencies, TAF Africa expects that this election should not be defined by the barriers and challenges of the electoral violence, the lateness of polling officials, insufficient provision of assistive tools, and communication gap faced in the presidential election, both at the polling unit and at the collection center regarding the transmission of results. The challenges in the presidential elections undermined public confidence in the electoral process and can reinforce the already existing voter apathy within the community of persons with disabilities if not addressed. We expect the Independent National Electoral Commission, in line with its duty under the law, to deploy adequate assistive tools at the polling unit with registered persons with disabilities in every state conducting the gubernatorial and state assembly elections to enable them to exercise their civic rights.
The board also makes some recommendations to INEC and security agencies.
South Africa makes the following recommendation to stakeholders. The Independent National Electoral Commission should ensure proper coordination with security agencies to forestall incidences of violence and ensure the safety of voters and poll officials on election day. The 2022 Electoral Act stipulates that every person with a disability is entitled to priority voting. INEC should ensure that this right is duly respected by its polling officials and that people with disabilities are allowed priority voting at their respective polling units. We call on security agencies deployed for the election to respect the rights of persons with disabilities, media and observers, including the right to freedom of movement on election day for duly accredited observers and media practitioners.
South Africa therefore urged every person living with disabilities in Nigeria to display patriotism during the gubernatorial and state assembly elections by coming out en masse to exercise their franchise. Imefon Okon reporting for Clearview News.